Sat Nam, Namaste, what up? Welcome back to Move Yoga Life. My name is Monique Evans, and I am very excited for you to join me this evening as we are now welcoming another wonderful new moon season, which really means new opportunity, a new month, and new challenges. Move Yoga Life is more than just yoga, I hope you guys know. So you don't need to know any yoga right now to participate in this workshop. What you do need to do, though, is make sure that you print out the Move Yoga Life worksheets. So in the description of this video or on Move Yoga Life Tribe in Facebook, you can join there and you can get all this information there. You need to print out these sheets before we get started. So pause the video if you need to, grab a pen, print out the new moon wishing sheet, as well as the handy dandy, which you will need to have for the rest of the season from November 4th to December 3rd, somewhere close by for you to be able to read. But print this out, the 5 ways to connect to the Scorpio Sacral Chakra new moon. We're going to go over these things tonight and prepare you for this season, for the next 4 weeks. So although tonight, yes, it is the new moon Scorpio Sacral Chakra energy, it starts tonight. It does not end tonight. And the things that we need to prepare for, we need to make sure that we have ready to go. Because not only are we going into a very interesting, passionate, sensual, sexual season, we're also at the start of our manifestation. And the new moon is the best time to manifest. And so tonight, we're going to become aware of the 5 ways to stay connected and balanced these next 4 weeks, and start our intentions and really planning our goal setting on what we want to manifest. What is it that we want to see and feel by the end of this month and really have to come into fruition? So are you ready? I hope you're ready, because it's about time to begin. Let's go. So what we're going to do before we actually get started is my favorite part, is a meditation. I realize that in order to really understand what's happening around us, as well as what's happening within us, it's important that we come to a meditative place. So if you are in a comfortable space, shut the door, find somewhere quiet, and allow yourself to relax, either by sitting up nice and tall or lying down flat on a nice comfortable mat or on a couch, somewhere where you can really tune in and relax the body and activate your listening. Closing the eyes, relaxing, and feeling the heaviness of your body just slowly coming into your space. So take a moment now to find your sacred space, relax. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through a meditation, a new moon meditation of awareness, so that we can start to plant the seeds into your consciousness and really begin to understand what is these next 4 weeks going to be about. What is it going to be about? And what do you need to prepare for? Are you ready? Let's begin. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more time. Take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Relax. Relax into the space, into your body. Prepare yourself to tune in to tonight's passionate, emotional, sexual, playful, dark sacral chakra opening Scorpio new moon. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. New moons represent the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. And as we move through our own life cycles, we are guided every month with new opportunities and new challenges. Understanding that in order to move through the next 4 weeks of life's highs and lows, we must become aware of each unique new moon season. Every new moon has an intention of growth, within specific areas of our lives, moments to test, teach, and guide us, forcing us to stop and look within. This is the perfect time of the month for a fresh start, planting new seeds, setting clear intentions, and manifesting, asking ourselves, what do I want to feel? What do I want to see and accomplish this month? What do I need to let go or bring more into my life? The new moon will help you find the answer to these big life questions. So let's figure out the answers the best way we know how by tuning into what this month's Scorpio Sacral Chakra new moon has to offer. Inhale. Exhale it all out. Tonight we move into a new cycle connecting us to our sacral chakra, emotions, creativity, sexuality, and passions, transitioning us into a new phase, a dark phase, a very dark phase. Simply put, it is the Scorpio new moon season here to represent the darkest parts of our being and the hidden parts of our consciousness. We will learn to embrace taboos, balance our emotions, embody our bodies, and bring fun back into our lives, chanting out loud, death to the old and in with the new. It's no coincidence that Halloween takes place during the Scorpio season. Scorpio energy is essentially here to bring creativity, playfulness, deeper connections, true self-discovery, and a powerful transformation. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. The message this month is, in order to have balance and appreciate the light, we must honor the dark. It is time to not be afraid of the dark, but instead be renewed by it, remembering the beautiful polarities of life. We all have a dark side because there are murky waters flowing deep within us all. Get to know yourself. Look inward. Don't be afraid to discover the vulnerable parts of you, the ones you purposely deny in hopes of never seeing the harsh truth. Your scars are beautiful. Take pride in them and be empowered. They are what makes you you. And you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's continue to become aware of this new moon season, understanding the 5 ways to stay connected to the Scorpio Sacral Chakra new moon energy. With each breath, we make space and begin to manifest the life we truly deserve. Inhale one more time, breathing deep into the belly, filling up the lungs, filling up the chest, all the way up into the throat. Eyes are closed, rolling the eyes to focus in the space between the brows, the third eye space, holding the energy there and suspending the breath. Now open mouth, powerful, exhale it all out. Let it go. Let it all go. Allow my words to plant little seeds into the unconscious mind. Whatever serves you, let it stick, and whatever doesn't, put it aside. Begin to slowly move your body by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, stretching the arms up towards the sky, maybe even stretching the toes further down below you, giving yourself a big spinal stretch. And if you're lying down, bringing the knees into the chest, rocking up and down, side to side, and then finding yourself back up to seated. Finding yourself in a comfortable seated space. Hi, welcome back. How was that? Are you ready to really go over what I just said in way more depth? Well, I sure hope so, because we're going to right now. So what I am going to do now is basically break down the forecast of your meditation into the 5 ways to stay balanced. Now, yogis, especially the ones that have been doing this class now for over 3 years, it's important to please, after you print this sheet out, to do what? Keep it out. Put it where you can see it every single day. This is going to be in your survival toolkit. All right? The energy that we're about to experience, it doesn't just start and begin and end tonight. No, this is the beginning, the ripple effect of what we're about to experience for the next 4 weeks. And you don't have to know anything about chakras, anything about zodiacs. All you need to know is the awareness of what is going to happen that's going to start challenging you and also opening doors for opportunity. And when you can be in flow with that energy that's happening around you by doing the 5 ways to stay connected, then the things that you're going to write down on your manifestation sheet, I guarantee will start to come to fruition. I've seen it multiple times. This is more than just a yoga class. Normally what we would do is after we set our intentions and we go over these things, part 2 is usually our yoga class. I will be bringing that back, but for this season, for November, I'm going to take it a little bit slower and offer just the workshop. And if you want to take the yoga portion, then there's other options. And you can go to my Move Yoga Life page on Facebook, join the group Move Yoga Life Tribe on Facebook, or follow me on Instagram for all that information. Because what we go over tonight, we're going to continue to go over into those spaces with you guys here as the community. All right? So let's go over this stuff. And let's start to write down the things that we want to manifest and start to share those things so that people can start to see that this shit really does work. It really, truly does work. And I want you to figure that out for yourself. And so let's get that started. Let's start this process of understanding the new month's each intention and the cycles that we're going through, moving through, whether we're conscious of it or not. But this is going to make us conscious of it and fully aware of it. So let's do it. So let's read together number 1. Number 1, these are the top 5 ways to stay connected and in flow for the next 4 weeks, from November 4th to about December 3rd, right? And the number 1 thing for us to do these next 4 weeks is what? It's time to play. Time to play. Let's read it together. I am ready to have fun and be a kid. Scorpio new moon is connected to the Sacral Chakra. The Sacral Chakra is developed between the ages of 8 to 14. The time in our lives where we should have been able to be a kid. Now is the time to cultivate that inner child and let loose. Take off your shoes, dance, climb, be spontaneous, playful, and joyous. So many of us have lost that zest for life and have become too uptight, making us closed off from all the great things that makes being human fun. This month, take time to be a kid. The key is really to enjoy your life and share the joy with others in genuine ways. Have fun. Be spontaneous, playful, a big kid. This is the time to do that. Let's take a break from being wound up too uptight and really let ourselves just let loose. Remember what it was like to be a kid. And if you didn't have an opportunity to truly be a kid, because unfortunately you had to grow up a little too fast. And so from the time of 8 to 14, it wasn't very fun. It wasn't very playful. Well, you know what? It's time for you to do that now, no matter what the age. Because this is a very important thing that makes being human a good thing. Life gets too serious sometimes. And this next 4 weeks, it's about not being so serious. Do something spontaneous. Maybe don't work that day and go out and do something different. Go to the dance club, do something that allows you to feel free. This is the time, and the energy around you is going to help you do that even more so. Cool? All right, let's continue. Number 2, connect to body. I love my beautiful body. The next 4 weeks is all about connecting and loving your body. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is accept yourself in every way, acknowledging and embracing every part of your body, every curve, every crevice, wounds, and scars. Nurturing yourself and discovering the vulnerable parts of you, the ones you purposely deny in hopes of never seeing the harsh truth. Your scars are beautiful. Take pride in them and be empowered. They are what make you you, and you are beautiful. Bonus if you work out your body and immerse yourself in water. The body is going to be very important, and nurturing your body will be vital this season. Not just nurturing your body, but really loving your body, honoring your body, feeling your body, touching your body, and immerging yourself in water will be very, very powerful this season, because the Scorpio energy is connected to the element of water. So allowing your body to float and feel bountiful and beautiful and blissful in the water will be really powerful for you this season, as well as working out. So anything that connects you to your body, moving your body, breathing with your body will be huge. So take time to do that. Add that to your schedule. And just notice how you feel that day. Number 3, explore dark emotions. This one's going to be really big, so you might want to star this one. This one actually is probably one of the most important ones this season. Your emotions, but particularly the dark ones. Emotions are the language of the body. Continue to ignore them and you will find yourself drowning. Emotions are the map to understanding ourselves, and yet so many of us suppress them, numbing ourselves from feeling our inner truth. This month's Scorpio energy represents the darkest parts of being human and the hidden unconscious. It's about diving deep into our emotional stories, not just the happy, joyous chapters, but the dark, left in the shadows chapters. This will be the time to do some shadow work and embrace the darkness. Explore our past in order to transform our future. Remember, self-discovery is a form of self-love, and you deserve so much of it. And you deserve so much of it. I know for some of us, trying to connect to our emotions is really scary. And maybe for some of us, it's looked as a weakness. It's looked as a distraction. But if you do not finally allow yourself to honor your emotions, explore your emotions, and ask yourself why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, you're going to drown. And you might be drowning already by drowning yourself with food, sex, alcohol, numbing yourself to video games, whatever it is, you most likely are drowning yourself so that you don't feel whatever emotions you're not trying to feel. A numbing, a self-sabotage. Well, this season, if you do not finally take time to really explore what are these emotions, especially the darker emotions, doing some shadow work. And when I looked up shadow work, it basically was saying to go back and look at your dark side. The parts that are not the happy-go-lucky side, but are more of the angry side, the rageful side, the shameful side, the guilt, that part of you, and asking yourself, where did they come from? When did this begin? And I gotta let you know, a lot of the times it starts from childhood. It starts from childhood. And so it's a journey that you'll have to be able to take and be ready for so that you can go back into those spaces where there most likely was a lot of trauma that caused a lot of these feelings and start to heal them. And it's going to be really important that you do this because come the full moon, when we meet again here in 2 weeks, I'll be doing this workshop again on Thursday, the 18th, preparing you for the 19th full moon, the Taurus full moon, which we'll be talking about what it means to love that inner child. That's what the full moon's going to be about. So take these next 2 weeks to really explore your childhood, where you gathered all these emotions, and start to work on setting intentions and healing them. And if you don't know your emotions, like I once did at some point in my life when I started my healing journey, I just thought there was just hungry, happy, sad, and angry. Those were my 4 emotions. I don't think hungry was really even one of them. That's how bad I was connected with my emotions. I went ahead and did you a favor, and on the back of your sheet, I went ahead and copied an emotion chart for you. So you can really start to explore what emotions are. And it's quite fascinating that when you look here, there is a lot of emotions. So see where you're at and use this chart. And on here, I also have a link where if you want to go a little bit further, there's a great link here that helps you explore your emotions even more. So use these tools. It's going to be really important that you do, because whether you want to do this or not, the energy around you is going to give you the pressure to have to do it. And those times where you don't feel, you're not in flow, and you know what that feels like, anxiety, depression, heaviness, low energy, you know when you feel like shit, all right? All that's saying is that what's happening in here is not vibing with what's happened out here. So pick this sheet up and start doing the work that's on here and just notice what happens. Because once you start doing the 5 ways to stay connected, you'll be able to get back onto that board, start to flow, and ride those waves of life. Ride the cycles of life. Not only are we going through our own inner cycles, but there's cycles that are happening around us. And it's important that we connect the two so that we can not just get rid of our low days, but just not be able to stay in there for so long. All right? So do the work. It's time. Number 4. Ooh, this is a good one. Sex, and more sex. Here we go. I invite myself to be creative and explore my sexuality. Scorpio energy stimulates our taste for sensuality, passion, pleasure, and sexuality, opening us up to explore and discover what turns us on and makes us wet. Sex in many cultures has been deemed as something taboo, and Scorpio is all about embracing all things taboo. Sex is a powerful tool of expression and creativity. A great place to be creative this month is in the bedroom. Do yourself a favor and have fun creating a more passionate sex life. One great way to do this is to find out yours, and if you have a partner's erotic blueprint type. Sexologist Jaya has discovered 5 different types of arousal, realizing that what arouses you may not arouse your partner, me. I felt like saying me. Realize sex speaks in many languages, and there is not one size fits all approach to arousal. If you have not had a zestful, vibrant, passionate sex life, Well, my friends, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season because the Scorpio is the most sexual of all zodiacs. And not only are they about honoring the dark side of things, but also what is taboo and being able to be playful. And a lot of times sex is considered taboo. And what I want for all of us is to be able to be playful, not just outside and in our workspace or in our work life or in the outside of the bedroom life, but to also bring that into the places where we are allowed to connect. And one thing I found, which was incredible, was the Goop episode called, I think, Sex, Love, and Goop on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. I think there's 6 episodes. I watched them all in one night. But on there, that is where the sexologist talked about the erotic blueprint type. I loved this because just like the 5 love languages, just like what we went over last season. So if you didn't watch the Libra new moon from last season, go back and watch it. Even though we are already past it, it's okay to go back and understand what you were already in. And then you can understand by reflecting and looking back, oh, okay, that's what exactly I was feeling. And those are just little check marks to say that you're in flow, you're on the right track, or get your shit together. You need to catch up. All right. So go back and watch the Libra New Moon workshops. And on that workshop, there is a yoga class that you can watch as well to open up your heart space, to connect to the 5 love languages. But here is the 5 sex languages, basically. And I have a link here that if you'd like, you can go on there and look for the 5 different sex languages and see which one you are and your partner, and see how you can explore both of them and see how that benefits the bedroom. Have fun with that, and you're welcome. All right, my friends, it's time for number 5. Coming to the end. And coming to the end by coming to death. Death. You ready? Ruled by the powerful Pluto, Lord of the underworld, planet of revelation, transformation, and death. Death is a major part of life, but one that we do not really speak of. Death for many of us is a scary thing to embrace, something we all naturally try to avoid. When death comes into our lives, it can bring feelings of fear, pain, anger, and heartache. Usually all the dark feelings that most of us want to ignore. Now is the time to embrace death and look at things differently. Ask yourself, what is my relationship and understanding of death? Can I allow myself to see death as the essence of spiritual renewal and an opportunity of self-transformation? What habits, identities, and relationships need to die this month for myself to be renewed? Let's read that one more time. What habits, identities, and relationships need to die this month for myself to be renewed? This is a big one, especially I feel during this time where there's a lot of people that are sick and there's a lot of people that are dying. And I was speaking to one of my students on a one-on-one. I'm offering one-on-ones now, which are my absolute favorite. After these classes, so much comes up and it's really hard to just leave it there. And I've had more and more students come to me wanting to just go a little bit deeper and really find out more about themselves that's coming up through these classes. And one of my students, she was just bringing up how she's starting to feel numb to death because so many people in her family are dying. And it's been putting her in this place that whenever she hears another person died, there's just nothing really there. And that's sad because there is a lot there that's happening. And there should be some type of reaction to be able to come out, to be able to be released, especially because death is so powerful. It's a big process in our lives, and it's the end. It's the end of a relationship, but it's also the beginning of something very beautiful. And if we can honor that and start to explore that and realize that there is so much more to death than we allow ourselves to believe or see or even want to understand, because of all the fears and insecurities and worries and heartaches that come with it. But I invite you this season that as this dark death energy comes among us, to really explore it and realize that we're not just talking about the physical death, but also the spiritual death, a habitual death, a relationship death. What is it in your life that you're at a place now that you realize that it's no longer serving you? It's not working anymore. And it's time to let it die. It's time to let it die. Because just like yoga, when we come into Shavasana at the very end of our journey, at the very end of each class, because Shavasana is the most important class of every yoga class, also known as corpse pose. Just like that, how we come to the end of that class in the most important posture of corpse pose, realizing that now we die, we release, we come into this state of bliss, taking in all the benefits of the hard work of the practice that we just did, and we come to surrender. And after Shavasana, we slowly move back into our space, moving our fingers, coming back to our breath, feeling rejuvenated, renewed, and anew. This is your time to let certain things die so that you can start to maybe come into a new chapter in your life. Maybe it's time. Once you take time this month to explore your emotions, your passions, your sensualities, and you're starting to realize that you are wanting to have more fun, notice what's blocking you. And can you say death to that and in with the new? Death is your power. Death is a part of the process. And so allow that to be something that you can bring into your life in transformative ways. In transformative ways. How are you feeling? It's a lot, right? Well, luckily you have 4 weeks to process it. Because a lot of these things, what we're going to do is continue to go over as the days and as the weeks follow. And so my goal is that next week on Monday, we'll go over different practices, how to do number 1, Tuesday, number 2, Wednesday, each one, so that way we can keep each other accountable and really keep ourselves in flow with this energy and share with our community, with the Move Yoga Life Tribe community, what you've been doing, how you got yourself back in flow. When you had those down moments, what did you do on the sheet that got you back to being right up and feeling good so that you can do this next part and make sure that the things that you're about to write really start to manifest? Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, everybody. The life you want, you deserve, all right? Whatever it is that you're wanting in your life, you deserve to have it. The problem is that sometimes we're distracting ourselves or wasting our energy on things that don't allow us to make space for all those new incredible things that we want. Does that make sense? And so this practice is all about making space, doing these things so that you spend your energy staying in flow with the things that are trying to bring in all the things that you're trying to manifest. This is a manifestation class ultimately, right? It's a process of really just trying to plant the seeds and make your wishes come true so that at the end of the month, by December 3rd, you can look back and say, holy shit, this was actually a really good month. And although maybe I didn't check everything on my list, I got a good chunk. And I had way more good days than bad days. And now I'm ready for the next cycle, the next month of challenges and opportunities. And we just continue to move through the cycles and the seasons of life, knowing that life comes with highs and lows. And the only way we're going to get through it is if we stay aware of the energy around us and in tune with the energy within us. So let's keep doing this. Let's keep making our dreams come true. And let's start to manifest. So I created now this new moon wishing sheet. This is a great manifestation sheet, and you may need to start a journal so that you can write more if you need to actually have more room, right? So let's read at the very beginning of this whole thing. You might have already read it, so I'm going to read it with you. New moon wishing. Wishing must come from the heart. Feel the wish as if it's already happened. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel it in your body, in your bones, with all of your being. Feel the elation. Woo! All right. Well, if that's what it needs to be, then let's go ahead and start writing down our wishes. So on number 1 right here, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? You're going to write down all of your wishes. So what is it that you want to manifest this month? It could be what you want to manifest just this month, or maybe for the rest of the year. But start to write down whatever comes up. And have fun with it. Make it big as you want it, or as small as you want it. And for the students that aren't used to writing down your dreams or goals because for whatever reason you felt that you didn't deserve to have them, I've had students like that. They've never set goals. They've never just wished for anything because unfortunately they don't feel deserving. And that's really, really sad. But it's okay. If you are in that space, I've got 5 things for you to manifest this month already ready for you. So take the number 1 and write it in 1, number 2, and keep going. All right. So use this as your guide to get you started and start getting the flow and the juices in the body going so that you can start to maybe eventually start to write your own manifestations. Let's continue. So once you've done that, and this is going to take some time for you to do. So if you don't get a chance to start tonight, if you don't get a chance to finish all of this, then continue to fill it in. All right. And do your best to try and at least get it done by the end of this week. All right. Because the whole idea is to have these intentions and these seeds planted at the new moon so that the rest of the days that follow are just the slow process of allowing these things to bloom. You like that? I like it too. So number 2, or the second step, is your vision. This is really important. A lot of people skip this part, but this is really important. What's your vision? So if you're trying to manifest something, just saying it out loud, it won't do much. Your body, your mind has to see it to believe it. Okay, it's one thing to just believe it and then in hopes that you'll finally start to see it. But it's a powerful tool for you to actually be able to see it. And then once you see it, you'll start to believe it. So if there's a house that you're trying to manifest, what is that house going to look like? Go look at model homes and really be in that space and see and feel what it's going to look like when you're in that dream home. And then write all of the details. But do me a favor. The most important part is to write down how you feel. So when I was manifesting my dream home, which I'm now in and I'm so thankful for, it took about a year of consistency, but I'm here. And what I did is I not only wrote down the details of the rooms and what I wanted the place to look like and what part of Arizona I wanted it to be, I wrote down the feelings, the things that I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear my kids laughing in their playroom. I wanted to feel the opportunity of my husband and I loving one another as we sat out on our balcony. I wanted to really get into a space where I was feeling the joy of my family downstairs in our big dining table and our big, beautiful kitchen and being able to just have a good time. The laughter is just echoing. Do you see where I'm going here? So don't just get locked into the aesthetics of things, right? Just what it's going to look like, but really start to write down what it's going to feel like to be at that brand new job. What it's going to feel like to have that brand new car, or what it's going to feel like to be in a place of peace. What does that look like? Is it being out of an abusive relationship? Is it finally being on your own? Is it finally being in a beautiful relationship? You know, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Or is it just finally being in a place where you truly just love yourself? No more addictions, no more disorders, but a place of peace and balance. What is that going to look like? What is that going to feel like? Write those details down. And write them to the point where maybe you even start to truly feel it in your body, and you can start to feel the emotions start to come up. Maybe even some tears as you feel the joyness and the happiness of what it is that you're trying to manifest. And once you do that, then you can write down the affirmation. And it needs to be a powerful affirmation, as if it's already happened. So when you're writing down, let's say, I'll stick with the dream home. Rather than just saying, I wish to have my dream home, or making it seem like it's far away, something that it's still at distance and not reachable. No, you got to make your body believe it to see it now, okay? Your body needs to finally feel it, to believe it and see it. And so when you create an affirmation, it should feel real. It should feel raw. And it should be something like, I am absolutely in love with my dream home. And I am so thankful to finally be in my dream home. Do you hear it? It needs to feel as if it's already happened. And if you can add a bit of gratitude in there, then that will make it even more powerful. And the reason why I want you to do this, make it simple, because that affirmation is going to be your anchor. So write that down, my affirmation and my anchor. I say this in every video that I'm going to add that, and I always forget. But write that down, because what happens is as you move through these next few weeks and you start to feel like, what the fuck, this isn't going to happen. Sorry, I like to cuss sometimes. But if you start to get to points where you're like, this is just not doable, this is not realistic, you know what those doubtful, negative thoughts, you know how they are and how they like to come in and make things even more difficult for you. Go back to your affirmation. Go back to your anchor. And in that moment, repeat it over and over and over until the only thing you're hearing is that affirmation and you're drowning out the negative. All right? And this month, that negative voice, like we just said, those negative emotions are going to come up a lot. So it's going to be really important to recognize that and have something to anchor you back into your roots and ground you. Cool? And then your intention. This is your action. What are you going to commit to this month? It's one thing to sit here and wish for all these magical things to happen in your life and then just sit back and hope that that it just all of a sudden plops on your lap. But that's not reality. Some of us, for whatever reason, you got a magic wand and that stuff happens to you. The luck of the Irish. But for the rest of us, we got to put in some work. I got to do some work. And so what are your commitments? What are your actions that you're going to do? So if it is a dream home, have you been able to see what you've been approved for? Maybe take that as your first step. If it is a relationship, all right, have you gone ahead and spiced up your online chats and what do you call it? Meetups and things like that? I don't know. Have you worked on yourself so that when you find that person that you're looking for, you'll be in a place of balance and that person won't be doing anything except for just adding to your life and bringing something beneficial to your life? I don't know. Or maybe it's about working on your body. If you're wanting that beautiful body, then have you signed up for that gym membership? Do you see where I'm going here? You got to create some action. You got to put things into movement to really get change in your life. You can't just sit back and just wish that things will just come to you, okay? It doesn't work like that. You got to move. So set some goals, set some intentions, and if you want to, even add a date. This week I'm going to do this, just to hold yourself accountable. And that creates some sense of urgency. Are you excited? I hope you're really excited. I hope you're truly excited. And we're going to continue this interaction and holding each other accountable this month, right? We're going to keep allowing ourselves to really flow with the 5 ways to stay connected, using our emotional chart, finding out our sexual blueprint, and really getting to know what it means to connect to our bodies so that we can manifest all these incredible things. And then we're going to meet at the end of this once more. And I believe, let me see, we are going to meet once more on the 19th on the 18th for our full moon. And then I plan on hopefully meeting back up with you all on the 29th to see how are we all doing. How did we do this month? What went well, and what do we need to work on? So that when we move into the next new moon, we'll be prepared. We've done the work for what we needed to do this month, opening up space so that we can now take on the next challenges. These cycles, life, it's just about moving through the layers. Moving through the layers. Once you remove one layer, out comes another. And rather than doing that by yourself, we're here to do it with you. Because we're all going through the same shit. Right? Right. And it's fun to be able to do these things with people that love you, with a community that supports you. And that's what I'm hoping Move Yoga Life, which I'm thinking about also calling it Move Yo Life, because really it is about moving your life through these practices, through these tools. And whether it be using this sheet or whether it be using the yoga practice, any of this stuff, put it in your toolkit and use it wherever it may fall into your life. And if you are in Arizona, tomorrow, which is the 5th, we have a special Kundalini Yoga workshop class. Kundalini Yoga sound healing class. Where I'm finally bringing back my roots. It's the practice that saved my life, and we're bringing it back to the East Valley of Arizona, Gilbert, Chandler, Mesa area, because we don't have Kundalini Yoga out here, and I want to bring it. I want to make this a thing for everyone to be able to come and participate in and experience. And so it starts tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. And it's only $10 for an hour and 15 class and the sound healing. So come join us at Get Group Fit or Group Fit in Gilbert, and we're gonna really bring in this sacral chakra. Hips is where you'll find your emotions, energy, with an incredible meditation that will allow you to heal your inner child, that will allow you to heal your inner emotions that you've been suppressing really deep into your hips, most likely, and allow yourself to slowly release that. Because like I said, we're going to need to do this work, because come the full moon is really going to shed some light on what areas in our lives we need to really be working on and let go, so that we can finish out the month strong, balanced, renewed, and excited for the next chapter. All right, my friends, it's time to let you go. Let's go ahead and come to seated. Remove any flesh from underneath you. Spine nice and long and straight. Roll the shoulders back. Eyes are closed, focusing in the space between the brows. Just taking a moment to take everything in. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more time, take another deep breath in. Hold the breath. Let go of the belly. Pump up the chest. Feel the breath into the throat. Rolling the eyes up and focusing in the space between the brows, suspending the breath, letting the breath move through the body, cleansing and healing. And then open mouth, exhale it all out. Slowly begin to rub the palms together. And find stillness as you bring the palms to heart center in prayer pose. With every class, we end with the universal sound of Om. It is a short ah and a long Om. I invite you to join me as we finish out this wonderful, powerful, passionate new moon workshop and chant 3 times. And when you end the Om, seal the lips and smile and feel the humming vibration as it moves from the heart center up into the throat, past the space between the brows, the third eye, and out the crown of the head. We'll do that 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale for Om. Inhale. Inhale. Inhale the palms to the third eye space, the space between the brows, the seat of your intuition. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Have a wonderful, blessed, full of opportunities, new moon season month. Bow forward, namaste. Namaste, yogis. Hope to see you soon. Have a good night.